Good evening to you all. Good evening to you all. This is Kumar Swami Mahavidyalaya Ausa is running daily international conferences. We are crossing the number of conferences more than 1350 because it's the series running from last 4 years. I am very happy that the renowned resource persons from abroad, from the globe, are invited and they are accepting our invitation and trying to share their topics every day. Today we have invited Renata madam, who is PhD candidate from North Macedonia. She is not new for this dais. I think she is appeared here third time as per my remembrance. Yeah. So it's very proud thing is that those who are our resource persons, they are like our academic family. When we request them, they accept it. So that is the nice thing that we are globally connected to each other and we are helping each other through this academic intellectual interactions. And today's topic is best motivation strategy in language teaching. Being an English teacher of the university, she is CELTA qualified lecturer and researcher. If we see her about her, no any long biodata available, but she is very hard worker researcher and trying to share her knowledge those who are interested to listen. Today also we are eager to listen from her about this topic which is related to best motivational strategy in language teaching. Thank you ma'am. We welcome to you. I welcome all the participants, those who are joined here. Now we request her to start her speech and PPT. Thank you.
All right, so my name is Renata, and I work at the Balkan University here in North Macedonia. I teach English for specific purposes. I've been teaching this year, it will be 30 years of teaching English. And I would like to speak about motivation. And I called it my story because I will speak about all these 30 years of teaching, and I included some of the words and some of the messages I have received through these years because from my students, because I often ask them, are they motivated in my classes? How do I motivate them? That's why I call this presentation my story. So, best motivation strategy in language teaching. It is very, very important to motivate our students. Why? Because that is the best way they learn. There are two kinds of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation, and that motivation comes from within, and there is extrinsic motivation, that is motivation that arises from external factors. So we have children who are motivated, or students who are motivated from inside, who love the language and they learn the language. And our role as teachers is to keep that motivation going, not to stop it, to motivate them even more. Also, there are some students who are motivated by outside factors, the environment, friendly environment in the classroom, for example, or they like the teacher. So again, it is our responsibility to make them feel comfortable, to enjoy our classes, so they are additionally motivated or initially motivated and enjoy our classes. I will share now my presentation Here are some pictures of me from different countries of the world. The first one is, this one is when I was working in the United Arab Emirates. The second one is from Turkey, and the third one is a very recent one. I teach dentistry at the university. First of all, I want my students to enjoy my classes, and I want me to enjoy my classes just as much as I want you to enjoy my presentation now. So everything I do with my heart. If I enjoy now, I know that you will enjoy as well. I feel like you're guests in my house. So I do my best. All of us enjoy, and all of us are in this together. This is what I first do during my classes. I usually stick this on the whiteboard. So glad you're here. I'm very glad that all of you are here today with me. And this is what I tell my students. I'm so glad you're here today. And all of a sudden, they become happier. It boosts their motivation and happiness. Also, almost always I start my classes saying, I'm here for you. I always say this. And I'm here because of you. And you can ask me anything you're not sure about. You can ask me not once, not twice, don't be shy. You can ask me 1,000 times, 100 times, and I will explain it to you. Just don't feel shy. Ask me and I will answer everything for you. And you know, when I start my class like this, they really don't feel shy. They feel free to ask me anything they want, and that's good because we all make mistakes. I told them even English people make mistakes, so don't be afraid if you don't put an S for the third person singular. Just say it. We even English people make mistakes. Anytime I say it, they feel more comfortable and they start speaking more. Um, Here is during my years of teaching, when I was teaching in high school, I used to be a homeroom teacher, and every morning I used to put on the whiteboard some messages for my students. I would say, stay positive, work hard during the day, have faith in yourself, because I have faith in you. With love, teacher Renata. Or other day, I would write, be happy and help each other. Love your homeroom teacher Renata. This is this I was doing almost every day. Why? Maybe I had the third class with him, maybe the fourth, and I wanted them to know that I think about them, and I want them to be happy. And as soon as I wrote that on the whiteboard, I felt that they're happy. I felt that they are seen, heard, and appreciated. And these slides that you see are actually the photos I've taken from the whiteboard. Almost every morning, as I said, I used to leave such messages on the whiteboards. Be kind to each other. This is from Mother Day. Love, teacher Renata. In this classroom, you're seen, you're heard, and you're loved. Your teacher Renata. Why I wrote this? I really think that if our students feel that they're loved, that they're appreciated, that we care about them, we can teach them everything. We can teach them even something which is very difficult for them. That's why I usually say this: you're seen, you're heard, you're loved. You mean a lot to me. According to me, the power of communication with our students is a very important tool that we should use. Students want to be heard, they want to be appreciated, they want to be noticed, loved, and they want to know that we care about them. I do not see my students as a group of people. I see them as individuals with their own potential, with their own struggles, their own desires. Why? Because they all come with their own issues, with their own problems. Maybe today it is not their day. Maybe they don't feel well. So I never see them as a group. I approach to everyone individually because they are individuals and they learn the language in their own way, in their own specific way for them. Um, this is a picture, a photograph when I was teaching in Turkey, and once they welcomed me in the classroom saying Renata and laugh, and there's some stars here on the whiteboard, and I was so happy. It means they're motivated. When I see a whiteboard or a welcoming like this, it means that I have succeeded in motivating them, in joining them in our English conversations. And I usually think, how do I motivate my students? What I know for sure is that I create a friendly learning environment. Why? Because learning happens only when there's friendly environment. I also know that I get to know my students in the very beginning of my classes. I speak with everyone because I want to know my students and I want my students to know me. Then we establish a relationship, a good relationship with respect and with love and with care. I show them that I care, that you as teachers, we must care for them. I always encourage my students with positive feedback. Even what does it mean? It means that even at times, if they don't feel, if they haven't done the exercise or the task very well, I still praise them because it boosts their motivation. If I say you did bad, it's not good, even if someone says that to me, I will feel very like, I'm not very good in this exercise, I won't do it. But if someone boosts my motivation, even if I'm not doing well, next time I will try to do it even better. That's why I say that. Also, I build students' confidence in that way. Even when they don't give correct answers, I praise their work. When we do this, they feel very motivated to give the best they can. I have felt this. That's why I'm sharing this with you. Well, what I often do is I engage my students and I give them the role of a teacher. Why? Because they feel important. In that way, I make them important part at some point during the class. What else I do? I make eye contact with my students and it creates a sense of involvement. I also share personal stories in the class. It makes my teaching memorable and impactful. What it means, well, I've been teaching in lots of countries around the world and I share my stories with my students and they want to hear that. I share like the most interesting parts from the countries I've been working and they love it. I encourage them to ask questions, even about my personal stories, and provide thoughtful responses to motivate their participations. I listen to them with enthusiasm. I don't just ask them for the sake of answering. I listen, I maintain eye contact. Making mistakes is part of the learning process. That is what I always say. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, I won't know what's the thing that you're missing. How can I teach you if you don't make mistakes? I share my thoughts and I share ideas with them. And as I told you, we all make mistakes. I encourage them every class. So it is very essential for students to trust us. After we have built that trust, that's like a bridge. After we have built that bridge of trust, we can teach them anything. We can teach them everything we want. even something about NASA. But we all have students who often say, I don't know. When I get this response from a student, I always ask, uh, okay, if you don't know about the last lesson, can you tell me something that we have studied so far from the previous classes that might be helpful, that would be surprise? They always tell whatever they have remembered. And then I praise them for that. And they're motivated for such a small but important contribution they have done in the class. And next class, it always happens, they will try to remember something from the material because they expect me to ask the same question, and I never forget to ask the same question. And this is how learning happens. And motivation works. Honestly, what I'm saying now, what I'm speaking is this is my personality and my experience speaking at the moment. And if you ask me what is the background of the motivation, I will always say love and care. Because we teachers must care for our students. In fact, love and care is the center of all we do in our life. If the students feel that they're loved and appreciated by us, we can teach them anything because they will feel that we care for them. And at the end, we all want to be loved. We all want to be appreciated, heard, and recognized. Um, since, well, I'm very cheerful person, but this is what other people tell me. I can't see myself from the outside. And I wanted to know if students like my classes, and I wanted them to write that. So I will share some personal messages. I asked my students from all around the world to tell me how I motivated them in our classes. And joyful teaching style make learning English exciting and engaging. Your enthusiasm inspires me to improve every day. Thank you for being such a wonderful motivator. I was very happy when I received this message. And then there are some more. I don't remember exactly the countries. I mean the students from each country they've been, but from around, let's say, 12 countries, these messages are. Miss Renata is one of my favorite teachers. She comes to classes with a smile and a positive attitude. That's true. That encourages every single student to learn the material. She always leaves positive comments and feedback. I do that on our work and encourages us to never stop dreaming. That is what I do. I never stop dreaming and to never give up. Yeah, I never give up. She always helps students with the material. Even when they're struggling, I motivate them. I push them a little bit, one step forward. And she always encourages us to be creative. That's why Miss Renata is the best teacher. That's very good. And here it says to brighten our day and put a smile on our face, encourage us to collaborate and respect each other, not bring each other down, but lift each other up. Yes, that's very important. I often together. The teacher loves us just the way we are. This is such a powerful message. We should love them just as they are. We cannot transform them to be something else. Everyone is unique. Every student is unique. And some more messages here because you want us to be in a happy and motivated mood from 8 a.m. till 1:45 to be motivated. Here is another one. Every day, Miss Renata came into the classroom with a smile on her face, which immediately made me more dedicated to the class. Notably, she was always proud of her students. Yes, I am. And was happy with the good work we did. Always happy. Sometimes I give them candies, chocolates, some tea or some juice. These acts made me more motivated and more accomplished as a person. Mr. Renata was always happy with the progress student has made, small or big, and she helped every student with their work. I'm very grateful that she was my teacher, and I will never forget the things that she taught me. This is Leo or Theo. They were twins. Also, so you see here two pictures. One is from Turkey, one is from Emirates. I also asked a colleague of mine. We've been observing each other teaching and we've been co-teaching. And I asked her to share her thoughts. I asked her to tell, so she see me during the class, and I said, please, as a teacher, as a professional, can you tell me the way I teach? I want to know how I teach them. And she wrote, you were praising them for the little things they knew, listening to them with a lot of enthusiasm, which made the students think that you care about them and about their learning. Also, you were giving them the whole attention and even letting them take over the lesson. Sometimes I told you, I made them, I say, okay, you're going to be a teacher for the next 10 minutes. By giving the opportunity to act like a teacher, which made them to feel important, pardon, and acknowledged. What I do, I play very interesting videos that I watch for myself at home. So this is from 60 Minutes Australia. I was inside a whale's mouth, a very interesting short one, 27 minutes. They loved it. And then we talk about it. I write the new words. I write the problems with the tenses they have. Then we have games like this. And when you make an interesting class, they're more involved and they enjoy the lesson. I write something like this, like my favorite people call me teacher, as a note on the whiteboard, and they're very happy. That is how we establish a connection. So in November, I started teaching at the university, and only after 3 classes teaching dentistry at the International Balkan University on my 3rd class with my dentistry students, there was a rose on my desk. They were looking at me, I was looking at them, and then I see a rose. I was so surprised. At the same time, I was very happy. I asked them, who bought the rose? Why is there a rose on my desk? And they said, because you're always happy, you're smiling, because we love you. It's not about getting a rose. It's about the things for the last 3 classes that you've done, they've worked. This is a proof. I was so happy because it happened on my 3rd class. So I always start and finish the classes like this. Today I was here for you and because of you. I tell my students and now I'm telling you. So today, in these 30 minutes, almost 30, I was here for you. I was here because of my story. This is the story told from very deep from my heart. I cannot see myself from outside, but I wanted to share with you how students see me and how some of my colleagues have seen me through these years. And I hope you enjoyed my story and you liked my story. So if you have any questions, if you wanted to give me some ideas, or if you want to make any comments on what you've already seen, please. I appreciate that. I'm more than welcome. You're more than welcome to do that.
Tha- Thank you, Renata. It was a best speech where every teacher should watch this. Your tips your happiness, your love and care to students, and you have got your best teacher image in your students. You are enjoying teaching with your experience and that practicalness. So everything was out of our imagination, because how a teacher can relate with the student in this way. Yeah, thank you. And I request all the participants, you can discuss with our today's resource person, madam. Sham Suresh sir, please.
Good evening, Dr. Bedkar sir. Good evening, ma'am. We are very happy here to listen your wonderful lecture. So thank you very much for this lecture. My question is, uh, what is the role of songs, games, and uh, other activities in language learning?
Great question. Thank you very much. They are very important part of the language learning. I often implement and employ songs and games, lots of short videos. You know, students don't have like a long attention span, but yes, I usually when I want to teach certain tenses, there's some songs from Beatles, like Yesterday, you know, and I give them this song with some words missing. They love it. Yeah, I employ lots of videos, songs, games. Yes, of course, it's essential. It's very important. You can connect. I mean, currently, what you're teaching in your English classes, you can always connect with a game, with a song, with a video from YouTube. Yeah, of course.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question is, uh, the group changes and the language changes for first standard and the second standard and also 10th standard. Every group language is different. So what motivation pattern we should follow for language learning?
What do you mean changes? Like the level of their English knowledge?
Yes, their level and vocabulary also changes.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's very difficult when in one classroom you have different levels of English proficiency. That is why needs analysis is very important, and it is very important that you deal with, like, you have a group of students with the same English knowledge, like elementary level or upper intermediate level, because if there are mixed abilities, you cannot the teaching cannot be completely successful, because for those who don't know, who are at a lower level, they will learn something, but those who are upper level, it will be a boring class. So I really fight for, before students are put in the classroom, whether in primary school or in high school, it must be done according to their level. I don't think it's very useful when there are mixed level abilities. It's very hard to work that way.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. I think there are four basic skills. One is listening. The second is
Yes.
listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And
Yes.
the next is conversation skill. And the level changes. We must change the motivation and learning strategies also. So I think your motivation patterns are very useful in language learning classroom. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I think that learning a language, the classroom should be loud. The students must speak. And it's very good when we set a topic, an interesting topic. So there is a discussion. It can be group work, it can be pair work. We can discuss it all together. That is very important, because in that way we develop all four skills. Reading and listening are passive skills because we read, we recognize, we listen, we recognize, but students often say, aha, I understand this, but I cannot say the same. But writing and speaking are active skills because they engage they cognitively engage themselves. That's why we have to work on active skills more speaking, more writing than when the language learning happens.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh,
Welcome.
in my classroom, there are many students. They can read and write English, and I'm very happy that my strategies are very useful for them because the diverse classroom, and we must use some different strategies for the illiterate students also. So I think motivation pattern we must follow in the classroom, and uh, because for language learning.
Yes, definitely. Honestly, students are mostly shy. When they don't know how to speak, are afraid to make mistakes, and they just don't want to be engaged in the classroom. But from the very start, when we say clearly to them, don't be shy, make mistakes, speak English. My point is for you to speak English and encourage them to speak. Then they will, and the learning will happen.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
Thanks, Sam Suresh sir. Here, mostly all our teachers. They are come unmute themselves and can discuss with our resource person, madam, because she is the ideal teacher. She keeps always her class interactively. She always finds the students which are not responding, and she tries to motivate them through this speech communication, love and care. So these things are very useful to a teacher to identify our students, their skills. If they are not communicating well, then what are their problems? How they can improve in their learning? So these things should happen with in a class, and you are doing the same. And as English language is a language such that it can be learned and taught through these different interactive ways which you are adopting and following. Right from the starting of the day, you are uh, connecting with your students. That is very important, that the first impression of a teacher is that he should be feel like that who is taking care of us, and who is eager to give something to us by using these tact and practices. So I think no one is now willing to ask, but if anyone want to ask, they can unmute. Those who are here present, they can discuss, otherwise we will go towards the vote of thanks.
Yes, especially nowadays when there are lots of Englishes. It's not like in the past. It's not like just British English or American English. There are lots of dialects, lots of accents, and there is a one world English. As our part, this teacher is to teach them to speak,
Yeah,
not to be afraid to use their language.
yeah, yeah. I
Thank you for the wonderful words.
Yeah, I like the dramas, the plays, which are playing the roles in the dramas, the stories, the songs, all will be effectively delivered to the students, imparted the knowledge, to impart the knowledge. So this interactiveness of the teacher with his or her students gives a liveliness to the class, and that subject becomes more popular, and students go ahead without any fear of the language and the all the vocabulary, all these things. Thank you, ma'am. Within a perfect time you have delivered here your perfect speech, and I will share to all teachers, maybe not here, through YouTube. I will share to most teachers and I will write there that every teacher should watch this type of speaking and learning strategy, motivational
Thank you
strategy for
very,
the students. Thank you, thank you,
thank you very much.
thank you. In future, we will meet again if you have time to deliver a talk. In future, after your vacation, after your engagement or any programs. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course, sure,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you for today. We will stop here and call you. No problem.
All right. Thank you very much. It was pleasure.
Yeah.
As you said, we're just one big family here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you
All
to
right.
thank you to
Thank you
all
to all of
participants,
you.
those who are here. Mostly 30 to 35 members have attended. Now they are leaving after filling the feedback link. Okay, thank you, Sham Suresh sir. Thank you to all. Thank you.